My father left my family because he found true love, and now he is mad that I am cutting him off my life forever. I, 17M, am the oldest child of my family. My father, 44M, my mother, 43F, and my little sister, 15F. Throughout my life I always loved my father and idolized him to the point of making him proud, being my whole life purpose. In 2019 he had to immigrate to Europe to prepare for our lives there and be away from our homeland forever. In 2022 we finally reunited with him, and from there I thought it was the end of our struggling. But then after just 2 years he started acting funny. He got a job as a hotel driver, and from there he changed completely. He stopped hanging out with me and my sister. He started coming late and then just ate and slept. We felt so distant, like he was trying to stay away from the house. My mother was the first to notice this, and slowly their relationship began to break down. One day I had a beach hang out with the school, but when I was preparing I heard shouting, and it was my parents fighting. Apparently, my father cheated on my mom with a single mom with 2 kids, 13M, 6F, from Morocco since last January, and this whole time he was spending time with this woman. Then my father out of wrath grabbed my mother's arm so hard that it wounded badly, blocking blood flow, and it got to the point where she picked up a knife and said, "If you don't get out of my fucking house, I will kill you," and so he did. It was a hard thing to process, and after this event 2 months later he was slowly drifting away from our family responsibilities, like paying the bills, school, etc., and it became obvious he no longer loves us. The annoying part is that he claims he still loves me and my sister and he will always be with us. We are not dumb enough to believe, because if he actually did, then he would at least participate in our responsibilities. I felt so lied to, so manipulated. I idolized this man, I saw him as my ultimate guide on how to win in life. And now he is nothing but a lustful man who will go for any woman who isn't my mother. Thankfully we are in a much better state. Especially my mother. We accepted that he is gone as dead, even began claiming that my father is pure dead if somebody asked. However, from time to time he still tries to contact me and my sister, and I don't know what to do. I also want to mention that my mother can easily file an order against him for assault using the photo she took of the wound he gave her, and also some threats in their old chats. But because all of us are devout Christians, my mother had mercy on him and refused to press any charges. They are still not officially divorced, and I don't know what to do about it. Comments. But because all of us are devout Christians, my mother had mercy on him and refused to press any charges. I'm a Christian, and I urge you to consider that forgiveness does not mean freedom from consequences. Forgiveness is a gift that is given to someone who repents and changes their ways. But to fail to hold someone accountable who has not repented and changed only gives them a license to further harm others. I firmly believe this is not God's intention, as it does nothing to further the kingdom of heaven on earth. Consider your safety and your mother's safety. Pursue the order. O.P. Thank you for clarifying. I should probably tell my mom the same thing, but from a logical perspective, he isn't living with us, and he has no information on us nor the house. He has the keys to the house, sure, but nonetheless, he wasn't harmed after this incident. This incident happened in June of 2024. So it would be just a useless effort considering we have other problems to deal with, but thank you so much for your advice. Comment. I am sorry for the shitty situation that your father's actions put you and your family in, and I commend you all on coming together to protect your mother's safety and dignity, and trying to succeed in life. I also understand the strong urge to leave sleeping dogs lying and not wanting to pursue a divorce between your parents due to the discomfort and unpleasantness that facing him again would entail. However, in addition to what the previous commenter said about forgiveness does not mean that you don't hold one accountable for their actions. Please also consider the legal ramifications of your mother continuing to stay married to him. I'm not sure which country you live in, but being the legally married spouse of a person gives the other spouse several rights and privileges. For example, if your parents co-own the house you live in and your mother passed away suddenly in an accident without leaving a last will and testament, your father would automatically inherit title to the house. Or if your mother were to get seriously ill to the point where she was hospitalized and unable to make decisions, your father as the spouse might get the right to make such decisions on her behalf, including whether or not to disconnect life support systems, etc., ahead of you or your sister. The above are just some scenarios and may not be accurate based on where you live, but that's all the more reason for you and your mother to consult a divorce lawyer and at least talk through the pros, cons and ramifications of choosing to stay married versus suing for divorce. Good luck, and I hope things turn out for the best for you. O.P. The house isn't owned by us, it's rented by my father's friend whom we pay him a monthly amount. We all live in Spain, but my parents were married in their homeland Egypt, so their marriage is only recognized on paper then can be undone by the divorce. However, in one of your scenarios, if my mother was hospitalized or even dead, without the divorce, me and my sister would legally be forced to live with him as he still holds custody. Right now we aren't financially ready to fill the divorce, nor do we know how it works in Spain. But my mother thankfully considered the divorce when the time came, but sadly did not consider filing a police report, and I don't know why. Update 1, 21 days later. It turned out my father hadn't been paying my sister's school bills since last month, and all this time the school kept my sister out of pity. But now it's getting very serious. It's been proven over and over again that he isn't involved in our lives and needs. The logical conclusion would be that we file a report against him for child negligence. However, because we are so financially stuck to the point where it's sickening, I try my best to stay strong for both of them, but I don't know how much I can take. To add insult to injury, he got offended when I disrespected him and ghosted me for disrespecting your father. At this point I want to choke him to death. I don't know how we can stand on our feet in order to file for divorce and make him pay. I am sorry that the update wasn't positive, but I promise to let you guys know if anything finally got together. Also, thanks to everyone who advised on the consideration of divorce. My mother finally agreed to it, but sadly we can't go as far as reporting him to the police for the assault back in June, as the case will likely drop, and like said, we don't have the money. Again, thanks to everyone who was concerned, and I promise for any update in the future. Comments. Is there any way you can legally make him support you guys financially? I don't know how the system works in Spain, but especially since your sister is under 18, he should be obligated to pay to support his children. Comment. Both child support and alimony exist in Spain. I don't understand why OP's mum hasn't started the process for these yet. She needs to think of the kids first, even if her soon-to-be ex-husband has left her feeling like shit. Comment. She's so Christian, she's putting her pride over her children. OP. Not really. We are so financially stuck, let alone the fact that she is busy looking for a job since she became unemployed because of him. She considered the divorce though, just not the timing. Because my parents got married in Egypt. In Egyptian law there isn't something called child support. The father can fight for custody, but he isn't obligated to pay anything. The Spanish government only recognized my parents' marriage, but they can't judge them based on their laws due to them still being immigrants.